Welcome back. Well, Police Deputy Minister Cassel Mathale visits Acornhoek to inspect compliance of lockdown regulations. He will also man a roadblock on the border of Limpopo on the R40 and later will do a walkabout at the Acornhoek Mall. Mathale and his entourage will also visit a police station which was recently gutted. Our reporter Tumelo Mochoko has more on this story.
Well, we are on the busy R40 that is connecting Mpumalanga and Limpopo province, where the police, the military, and also health officials are also here to conduct compliance and also screen people that are traveling between the two provinces. You'd remember that most people that live actually in Hoedspruit, that is very, very close to in Limpopo, they also travel to Acornhoek to make their groceries and all those kind of things. But we have seen the police coming here also to make sure that they check compliance and also check that these people that are traveling between the two provinces, they do have permits to travel between those two provinces. Let's speak now to the Deputy Minister of Police, Mr. Cassel Mathale, to explain to us about the purpose of the visit here. And that they just talked to us about, we've seen a success already this morning with the arrest of one person with a stolen vehicle. Talk to us about that and talk to us about what is the purpose of the visit here today.
The visit is part of the national program where we're visiting provinces to check how the security forces are handling compliance with regulations, and today we are here to do that, and it has been to us a very good experience to see what Limpopo and Mpumalanga are doing with regard to enforcing the regulations.
Talk to us about, we've seen how are we doing as a province, especially in Mpumalanga, when it comes to compliance? Do we have seen any compliance? Because we've seen already one stolen vehicle and one person being arrested here this morning.
Mpumalanga, under the leadership of the MEC and General Zuma, are doing very well. Today here we're able to apprehend a car that was hijacked, and the suspect has been arrested. And other regulations generally are being adhered to by the people of this province, because here we are at the border between Mpumalanga and Limpopo. The people who are passing through here are having permits and they are adhering to the regulations. The taxi drivers, together with the passengers, are observing the physical distance within the taxis, and they are wearing protective clothes. There is only one taxi driver who did something which is completely unacceptable, and that taxi driver has been apprehended. He was having a reflector of the Metro Police, which are generally used when people do criminal activities, because those are clothing that must be put on by law enforcement officers, not taxi drivers. But generally, I'm happy with the conduct of our people in this part of the country. They are observing lockdown like they are doing in other parts of the country. We're in KZN Thursday and Friday, looking at how people are conducting themselves, and it's quite satisfying in terms of what our people are doing. But there is more that we need to do to make sure that people are there to the regulations for us to isolate the virus and ensure that South Africans are safe.
But in terms of the national picture now, you're saying that KwaZulu-Natal is also doing very well. But in terms of the national picture, are we seeing like more people actually complying to the regulations across the country? Because we've seen a lot of movement, especially with people moving across other provinces and traveling at night and all those kind of things, and people being arrested. How are we doing nationally?
In the country, South Africans have conducted themselves very well. They've heeded the call by the president. There are incidences where people have not conducted themselves in line with the regulations, because it says when you are in public places, you must put on a mask. There are instances where people don't. Like yesterday, when we were in Mzumbe, in KwaZulu-Natal, we found people who were walking around without a mask, but when we approached them to say, where's your mask? To our surprise, they all took out masks from their bags, from their pockets, and put them on. And we said, why are you not doing that? Some laughed away and they put their masks on, which says our people got the message because they had masks with them. The problem is that they didn't put it on. But that indicates that they have heeded the call. We have a responsibility as the leadership of the country to continuously remind our people to put their masks on. And of course, with the opening up that is going to happen, we are going into level 3 on the 1st of June. We are going to have more people coming out of their houses, going to work, going to school. And it is at this moment that we need to exercise maximum discipline, put on the mask, practice social distance, because if we don't, we run the risk of seeing the number of infected people rising because everybody will be out on the street. But we are confident that our people are going to continue to heed the call made by the president to practice social distance, to practice hygiene, wash your hands, put on a mask, ensure that you behave in a manner that you protect yourself and your fellow citizens by not spreading the virus.
One last question. In terms of crime, have you seen crime declining or increasing, especially during this time of lockdown?
No, generally crime has declined since lockdown. If you look at the murder rate, it has gone down. You have seen fatalities in hospitals. Our hospitals are not flooded by people who have been injured because of criminal activities that were taking place before the lockdown. So lockdown, yes, has had positive spin-offs, and particularly the fact that people were not allowed to use alcohol, because alcohol is at the center of the problems of crime.
Thank you so much. The Deputy Minister in the Police, Mr. Cassel Mathale, to explain to us about the purpose of the visit here today, and also talking to us about the number of issues that they've actually been faced with, especially across the country. They are expected to also visit a mall and also visit a police station that was also burned down last year was burned down here in Acornhoek last year. So they are expected to speak to more people and also to make sure that everyone, especially shop owners and people around the communities, they're also complying to the regulations of the law. Back to you.
Dumelo, thank you very much indeed for that report.